Hey, Mike Kim here. I'm excited to take you behind the scenes on one of the client change projects I was involved in. This is for leadership speaker and expert John Maxwell. If you're not familiar with John, he's a multiple time New York Times bestselling author, very, very influential in the leadership space. I was brought in to work with this particular division within his enterprise, the John Maxwell team, which is dedicated to training speakers and coaches, certifying them in John's methods. On the left side here, you can see the site that the organization had before I came on board. On the right side is the website after I got my hands on it. Now, quick tip, when you're looking at change projects for your own website, a client's website, no matter what it is, what you really want to do is narrow down the feedback in three different areas. And all three are important, but all too often people say, I just want a new website. That's not really helpful in moving you down the field. It's like saying, I just want a new house, right? You've got to specify it. So the three areas that you want to look at in no particular order, but all equally important, is number one, the copy. What does the website say, right? What are the words being used on the website to convey the message? Number two is the branding. And what I mean by the branding, the visual elements of the website, your colors, your typefaces, fonts, the photos that you're using, and anything else related to the visual element of it. And number three is the layout of the site, the formatting of the site, right? It's like moving into a new house, having all this furniture. Where do you want the couch? You might love that couch, but you need to situate it in the right place, right? Depending on the context. So likewise, you want to take those three things into consideration when looking at a website or asking for feedback: the copy, the branding, and the layout. Okay, those are the three things. So looking at that on the old website here and understanding the purpose of the website will help you make decisions, right, on the way that you want to rebrand your site. So for their website, the primary purpose of their website was to get visitors to book a sales call to talk through the certification program. And you can see here on the left side, their old website, the copy, the writing on the site was not conducive to that. I'm going to use my mouse here to kind of illustrate this. They've got a big picture of John here, Minute with Maxwell. Subscribe now for his free video series, but that's not the primary purpose of the website. So I felt like this was not a good use of this very valuable real estate on the website. And as you scroll down, you can see here, why our team? Well, people didn't understand what the team was. The John Maxwell team was to certify you as a coach, a speaker, as a trainer, and it was not clear from the very onset what this is for, right? And then we got mission and vision, and there's something about global youth initiative, and right away, someone looking at this site is going to get confused. They don't really understand what this organization is all about, to be honest, right? Then you have our team, a global team of professionals, and we have these folks here, and we're not really sure what they do or how it relates to the outcome of the site. So we've got this guy here, Russ, data management. Then we have somebody, the founder of Discovery Center and a maritime lawyer, owners of Gorman Leadership Group and Discover Your Purpose. So clearly they're not affiliated. They don't work for this organization, which we're not really sure what the organization is. So big copy problem, right? Messaging problem that we had to fix. Then we have organizations of our team members, and we have a ton of logos here, logos that we understand, logos that are very globally recognized, but we're not sure why they're there, right? And then we've got news and events and a couple of thumbnails here. And overall, nothing really driving the viewer of this website to the primary action they want to take, which is to fill out a form and book a sales call. So when I look at a website change project, I mentioned there are three things that you want to look at, but then there are three strategies that I take when I look at how to proceed. I ask myself, does this thing need a facelift? Does it need an overhaul, or does the whole thing just need a funeral? And in this scenario, I felt it needed a funeral, right? A facelift might be like we update the graphics and we update the typeface or the font to make it a little bit more current or modern. A facelift might be like we change the layout of the website to just make it more mobile friendly or more conducive to what we want to do. This was a situation where the site on the left needed a funeral, and it would have been faster and easier to just start it from scratch, which is exactly what I did. So you can look here on the right, and the only real thing that we carried over from the old website was their logo, and we darkened this a little bit. They liked that maroon color, and so we started to brand their new website with these visual elements. And so you can see the transformation here. We've got the maroon. We've got this talk button because that's what we want the viewer on the website to do, to book a call. I chose this photo of John off to the left. He's clearly speaking. He's on stage waving to the crowd. He's got a microphone on because that is the aspiration of somebody who's looking to get certified through this organization. They want to be a coach, a speaker, a trainer. You can see the copy is dialed in right away from the very beginning. Coaching, leadership, speaking, training, development program will take your leadership in life to the next level. Schedule a call and take the first step to greater influence, impact, income. Schedule a call now. So immediately we are driving home the call to action, the primary call to action. I reduced the number of logos. You can see here on the left, they had a ton of these, and really all we want to do is get a good mix of well-recognized brands that people who have been certified by John and his team. We want logos that represent the client base of the people he's certified, right? So super simple, Trustpilot rating. And all of this copy I rewrote because it really had to point towards the person who wanted to become a professional coach, speaker, and trainer, right? So all of this is now copy related. A lot of rewriting, right? A lot of writing from scratch, really. And because they had a very broad appeal, who's the certification for? They had something like 20,000 members by the time I came in and worked on this project. So these were folks from all different backgrounds. I couldn't narrow it down to one piece because John's audience is very broad. So we just made this easy to view list, 3-column list of people who were coming from these backgrounds or who wanted to step into these professions, right? And you can see here, almost every block has a schedule a call now button. It is very clear what we want them to do. We have some passive resources. If someone's not ready to book a call, maybe they want to check out a little bit more about what this organization stands for, they can click on some of these articles. And you can see the photos that I chose were all very intentional, professional settings, right? Diversity in the photos, right? We want a good mix of people, right? And these articles are geared towards the photo. You can see this gentleman looks like he's coaching. This gentleman is speaking, and that is what the article is about. Another passive call to action. We have the podcast here, right? They had a podcast that they released, and then another final call to action. Click below, book a call, grow and succeed. These are all visual elements that my team and I designed. And when we switched to this page, right, the team was amazed. The organization was amazed. They were thrilled. They felt like this really represented who John was, what his brand stood for, and who they were trying to reach. Professionals who wanted to step in, get training as a speaker, a trainer, a coach, and they wanted to speak to that particular audience, the corporate audience. All of that is represented here on this page. And needless to say, but it was true, they had so many more folks sign up for a call. The conversions went up, the leads went up, and it made everything else easier. All right, so I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this behind the scenes for this change project. Remember, ask yourself feedback on copy, branding, layout, and the strategy moving forward is, does it need a facelift, an overhaul, and a funeral? And in this instance, I think we got it right, and the clients were very, very happy. Hope you enjoyed this video.